Hey guys, it's Jimmy from A Kid's Opinion, and today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different on my channel. I'm going to be making a video where I pitch Amazing Spider-Man 3. So this is The Amazing Spider-Man 3 pitch. And there will be spoilers in this. I guess I could talk about that because I mentioned that I will spoil things because I don't want people to have something spoiled for them. So I just like to give that heads up first. So I recently got this Marvel Encyclopedia, which kind of gives summaries on like a lot of Marvel characters, and I mean a lot. This book is thick from the Marvel comics. And there were some characters that I thought were really interesting, and one of them was Dr. Miles Warren, aka Jackal. And I thought that given his backstory of involving the death of Gwen Stacy, it'd be a very interesting idea to put in The Amazing Spider-Man 3. So my pictures, the cast would be Spider-Man, Peter Parker, played by Andrew Garfield, Aunt May, played by Sally Field, Dr. Miles Warren / Jackal, played by... I don't really have anyone specific. Like, I don't really have anyone that I would say, he has to be played by him. Usually when I think of actors that should be cast, I just think off of, like, movies I've seen recently, because their performance is stuck in my head. I guess I Don't Look Up, and Leonardo DiCaprio gave a great performance. I'm not sure if Marvel movies is his thing, because I feel like being such a good actor, he maybe would have been in one already. But he kind of gave off that, like, nerdy scientist vibes, which Dr. Miles Warren has, because he's Peter Parker's biochemistry teacher. But he also has really good chops, and I've seen Django Unchained. I think, yeah, it's either Django or Django Unchained, or both. Django Unchained might be an extended cut, doesn't matter. But he was a very good villain in that, and DiCaprio's really good acting chops. So I think that he could be a good Jackal, a good villain. And there's Harry Osborne / Green Goblin, played by Dehaan. I think I said that right. And I think that Betty Brand would be interesting. I know they had, like, Shailene Woodley, I want to say her name is. Didn't really know who she was until I heard that she was cast as MJ in Amazing Spider-Man 2 till she got cut from the movie. I'm not really interested in seeing MJ in another version of MJ. I don't know. I played the Spider-Man game a little bit. We got MJ in there. She's in the Tobey Maguire trilogy. She's in the new trilogy. Kind of MJ'd out, if that makes any sense. I think that Betty Brant would be better, and I just finished Hawkeye, so I think that Haley Steinfeld might be good. She's also a good actor, so she could be serious, because you'll see in my pitch, she will have a little bit of a serious side for her, but she can also, like, balance out with Andrew Garfield, because she's a very good personality. She's very energetic in her movies. So, just like in Amazing Spider-Man 2 with the Amazing Spider-Man movies, Gwen Stacy and... oh my gosh, I can't think of their actors' names. Emma Stone and Andrew Garfield had really good charisma. And I feel like Andrew Garfield and Haley Steinfeld, though much bigger age gap, hopefully they can do some I think it's a big age gap. I probably should have researched that. I feel like they could play off each other very well with charisma. I didn't really think about a director for this movie. Mark Webb, as much as he does good with the character interactions and as good as he is with the character interactions and stuff, I feel like he's not as good with the action. In fact, I found it to be a lot more cheesy than anything. It's like, there's a scene where Electro's just hitting Spider-Man around, and I just feel like it's a pinball machine. Didn't like that very much. So, not Mark Webb. I'm not sure who else, but... So now on to, like, it's taking a while. I should probably speed things up a little bit, the plot. So, Dr. Miles Warren is obsessed with Gwen Stacy, and after she dies, because Green Goblin kills her, spoiler alert, after she dies, he kind of goes crazy and begins to develop an alter ego, Jackal, that is insane, crazy. He's not in the right state of mind, Peter, seeing the downfall of his friendly teacher, decides to try to help Dr. Miles Warren. Warren is a big Spider-Man fan. He finds him to be a good hero. So Peter, as Spider-Man, tries to comfort Warren, but as Spider-Man, like I said, but accidentally reveals that he was unable to save Gwen. So Warren thinks Spider-Man could have saved her, but he didn't. He didn't want to, or something like that. He's not in the right state of mind, so I might misinterpret it and think that it's Spider-Man's fault. Yeah, so this kind of makes everything worse. So Warren's alter ego, Jackal, begins to take him over, and he tries to kill Spider-Man. And he also, also throughout the movie, he tries to bring Gwen back through cloning, which will come back into play later. Peter is also going through a personal crisis that is making him a lot more bitter and cruel person, like was mentioned in Spider-Man No Way Home. Peter keeps holding back from others that try to help him. The people who are trying to help him are Aunt May, played by Sally Field, and Betty Brand, hopefully played by Haley Steinfeld. Steinfeld? Or is it Stein? You guys know what I mean. Kate Bishop in the Hawkeye show. And yeah, they will try to comfort him, but he keeps pushing away. I'm not so sure I want Betty Brant as a love interest yet. Maybe just as a friend that is comforting Peter. After Spider-Man is repeatedly beaten up by the Jackal, his alter ego, Warren's alter ego, Harry Osborne attempts to reach out to Jackal to break him and other Spider-Man foes out of prison. So this would be setting up the Sinister Six. Peter, given more clarity, goes to Dr. Warren's house to try to, save him, because he's in this mental state that is really bad. And then when he's there, he finds the plans to release Sinister Six members from prison. And obviously, being the good person, Peter doesn't want to let that happen. So then it brings us to the ending. I put a lot into the ending, a lot more specific than just the plot, because I feel like an ending is like the last thing somebody sees. So it really can make or break a movie if a movie ends on a good note. So yeah, Spider-Man arrives at the prison with Green Goblin and Jackal ready to fight. Goblin has already been broken out. The other villains are currently having their locks being technologically hacked, so maybe some Oscorp technology is hacking through the cells, and they'll all be broken out. Spider-Man fights the two foes and nearly dies. He's just beaten up. He's kind of holding his own a little bit, but then he is just being beaten up. And he's almost dead. But then he reveals to Jackal that Green Goblin is actually the one who killed Gwen. Goblin and Jackal start fighting intensely because Jackal is obviously not in the right state of mind, and he was obsessed with Gwen Stacy, so now he attacks Green Goblin. And because they're fighting, it gives Spider-Man the chance to stop the release of all the villains. He succeeds, and then he swings to the Brooklyn Bridge, where Green Goblin and Jackal are fighting, like I said, very intensely, and putting a lot of other people in danger. Spider-Man defeats them, and in a final plea, Jackal tells Peter, he knows it's Peter Parker because Green Goblin told him this, that he can bring Gwen back through the cloning. Because like I said, Dr. Miles Warren is developing a cloning process. He can bring Gwen back through his cloning if he was released and not put in prison. Peter is now more ethical. He's gone kind of through an arc. He's a lot more of a heroic and ethical person, and he denies the offer and then swings away, sending Jackal to prison or a mental ward or something like that. So yeah, that is my pitch. Again, I would really like this. I want this to happen. It's not like I'm gonna, if Amazing Spider-Man 3 comes out and it's Kraven Hunter or Kingpin fighting Spider-Man instead, it's not like I'm gonna say, no, I'm not watching Amazing Spider-Man 3. I'm protesting this. I'm not gonna do that. That's not gonna happen. However, yes, I would like this to happen. I've heard other people wanting more gritty Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man, which that would work too. I'm just kind of set on Jackal now because I think it's a cool story. they did mention that he would be more gritty. Andrew Garfield said that he was kind of a more bitter person. And yeah, I would like to see that. They said he might be less forgiving, like fight maybe Hammerhead or Kingpin. That would be interesting, but I'd rather see him fight Jekyll. And I didn't hate Green Goblin. And I thought he was a very flawed villain, but I feel like if he was handled better, he could be a good villain. So that's why I think his return, Harry Osborne, Green Goblin, Dehaan, that one, could be handled a lot better. Yeah. Okay, I lost my train of thought for a sec. So yeah, I'm going to be posting a lot of videos soon. Well, I'm going to try to be posting a lot of videos soon, including, like, MCU Marvel rankings, end of the year rankings. So far, I've seen a lot of new 2021 releases. Still trying to watch more. So I can't do live stream out on this channel. Not sure why. I'm going to probably break up this video, my future video, into a bunch of pieces. So it's not like a 2-hour thing. Probably won't be that long anyways. But it's going to be all 2021 movies I've seen ranked. So please like and subscribe, comment in the comment section, give me recommendations on movies and TV shows to talk about, review, rank, give me suggestions on how to improve my channel. I'm Jimmy from A Kid's Opinion. Be good people.